Someone said, you should have worn pajamas. You're tired dads.
So we're back. This is episode 2. We chose a new video. Why don't you tell them about that?
So we watched Brian. We have to do a retake of that one.
No, we can just we'll put him in the description.
Brian Wahl with worship tutorials.
Worship tutorials.
And it was how to play your first chord. It was advertised as a very first starting out how to play guitar video tutorial for that. I don't think.
I kind of feel like our other first video was a better introduction. Like it was better. Like, hey, start off with this small thing and do it over and over and over again until you feel good about it.
He was good at what he taught, but yeah, a lot of the fundamentals, just learning how to go up and down with your fingers, how to hold your guitar.
Yeah, I wanted more instruction on strumming.
Yeah, well, he did talk a little bit about strumming, but it was in contrast to the first video we watched.
Yes.
Where they said use your arm, and he says no, use your wrist. But we'll talk about that later. And he doesn't really in that video anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that I've noticed about. We're focusing on a video each week for the episodes, but of course I'm watching other videos. I'm not like jumping ahead or anything, but like I've watched a lot of the top 5 mistake type videos that beginners make, and stuff like that. It seems like everybody has their own point of view.
Sure, I just figured I was probably making every one of those mistakes, so I should steer clear from watching those videos.
Oh no, I definitely am. One of them is top 5. Don't beat your kids with your guitar, which was I needed to hear that. I really did. I needed to know that I can't hit my kids with my guitar.
As I said, I probably would have failed. I didn't.
It was hard this week to pick up the guitar because this week was when my wife said, we'll spend one night decorating the house, and that was Friday of last week. Was that Friday? Yeah, Friday of last week we did that. We made our video on Sunday. We have not stopped decorating the house since then. She has gone and bought more lights and more. I feel like Chevy Chase. There's so many extension cords coming out of the front of my house that I feel like I'm going to come home to a burnt down house.
I saw the deer, but I didn't see anything else.
Oh, it's gotten much bigger now. Yeah. But I did manage to at least touch it every night and sometimes in the morning.
I touched the guilt of wanting to play and not play. And I said, I don't know if we should make this video because I really didn't practice a whole lot till maybe Thursday.
Okay.
Is the first time I was able to actually pick up the guitar and do about 10-15 minutes.
Well, and that's fine.
And even doing that, I was like, I don't really want to be here right now. I want to finish Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. But I think that's, we had texted. He and I basically communicate all week via text. And you had texted me, I haven't touched it. But I think the great thing about the video, and for those of you who have subscribed to us already, thank you. That's pretty awesome. You guys rock. I think the big thing about doing the video each week is it will encourage us to at least try to do something. Like I said, this is a year-long project. So even if we have our lows, we're still going to have highs too.
Yeah, and we did learn something.
Yeah.
We did learn the chord, the D chord that he did teach in the video. So
let's see if I can. Oh, almost. There it is. And it is. My biggest thing has been at least strumming out and listening to how it's supposed to sound. And I think the other thing is that when I first did this, pressing down on this E chord, for those of you starting out, after a while feels like a razor blade going into the tip of your finger, especially if you're pushing down against the fret, like the first video told us, with the tip of your finger. This is like I imagine like Chinese prisoners of war are tortured before they go into the iPhone factory and make iPhones, you know. But you know, it's a bit of torture, and then finally, like towards the end of this week, like after about 4 tries, I'm noticing it doesn't hurt as much.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it was. It's not too bad.
No, it's great. That's good. So I can keep my finger up the E.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like.
Nope.
How?
There we go.
Like the low E, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna strum. No, can't hit that thing. You know, you gotta like that. So,
and that was also great. How he taught us how to read the music.
Yeah,
and teaching you what the X means versus the circles on the bars. So don't strum this one, or it's okay to strum these. That was useful.
Yeah.
I hadn't even considered looking at how to play yet, since I hadn't really gotten my fingers used to playing. So actually getting to that as my second video, that was a perfect way to watch the sequence going from the first video where you learn how to go up and down with your fingers, placement, how to hold your guitar, to okay, well, here's some music, you need to learn to read this.
Right, right. And that's one thing I'm hoping that we get, because I have so many friends that are like, you know, they know how to play guitar, they've been doing it since high school, but they don't know how to read music.
Right.
And when you talk to them about that, like, oh, can you read music? You get, well, you know, I can follow along. And I'm like, I want to make sure that I can at least look at the page and decipher this weird code of visual cues that come out as audible cues on a wood instrument. Like, I want to crack that. I don't know how to. I'm sure there's lessons on it. Time, yeah.
Time. I was in band growing up.
What'd you play?
I started off baritone.
Baritone.
It's like a tuba almost.
Oh, really?
It's shorter and just goes straight up.
Really? Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but that was treble clef, right? So all cars, or every good boy does fine always.
Right.
And so looking at this and trying to read something different, I'm like, oh wait, it's E A, not E G, E A. I'm lost again.
And in
so
high school,
coming up with new acronyms for.
And in high school, like I remember, I took violin in elementary school. I wanted the cello, but my parents couldn't afford one.
Yeah.
Because I thought the cello was the most amazing thing. And then my parents surprised me with a birthday violin, which was not what I wanted. And then my dad, after 6 months of playing the violin, politely asked that I find a new hobby because I was not good at playing the violin.
Oh. See, I made the mistake. I was really good at playing the baritone.
Really?
And then I sucked at playing percussion. And I did that for 6 more years of percussion, so I should have stuck with the baritone.
Wow.
I can read music, but it's time and playing and having other people kind of, oh, that's not how you read that note. Read it this way instead.
Oh, okay.
But we'll get there.
And it's funny, okay, so...
This is a lot less notes.
I actually, as a hobby, taught myself the phonetic value of over 300 Egyptian hieroglyphics. There was a whole period of my life where I didn't date, so I need to do things like that. But then I found out that I could phonetically, it was like somebody learning our alphabet, but they didn't know our language. Mm-hmm. So I could phonetically read the words, but I didn't know their meaning. And there's 3,000 hieroglyphs in hieroglyphics, Egyptian hieroglyphics. Learning 300 is really just the smallest portion of it. But I found out that the only way that you can learn language is if you're actually going to get a degree in anthropology or archaeology. That's the only reason they'll give you the class. So it kind of died on me. But that's the only other thing that I've learned that was not the English language. You know. So then I kind of look at learning sheet music as learning another language.
That's a great way to look at it. Yeah. I would liken it the same thing. Learning Spanish. Yeah, you learn the notes first. In Spanish, you learn basic, here's the market, this is the library, here's how to ask for the bathroom. here's how to say your name and ask for someone else's name,
Right,
even
right.
though when you do that with strangers, it's kind of weird.
Right.
But
is that your car that's on fire?
yeah, I'm on Nathan. Yeah, I'm on Nathan. That's all I know.
Well, I know pelon because that means bald. I know güero because that means light skin. So I know all the things that I've been called before.
Nope. My rebuttal would just be me. I'm on Nathan.
Nice. But yeah, I think the video was informative. I don't know that it was my favorite video. I still think the first one is the better one for like
rudimentary.
Yeah, rudimentary and just a good presentation of information.
I thought so. I did like how in the new video with worship tutorials he took the time to show you what your fingers should look like on the guitar. He flipped it upside down.
Yeah,
He's like, here, look at this.
He
Look at
shot
the strings.
down it. Yeah.
Yeah, the first video is missing a lot of the. I see your hands, but I don't know where you're pointing, so I'm gonna just guess it's this how you do it. You know?
And that's probably one of the things that's interesting about YouTube is it's not like going to a music school where you have one teacher and he's got a method that he uses
Sure.
to teach people.
Sure.
We have like thousands of guitar teachers, and we're just cruising through and finding one. So I think what we're going to end up having is like this hodgepodge of methods. But I do like at least exploring it with somebody. Because if I was just doing it by myself, I would be pretty frustrated by now. Like, this isn't working, I go to the next video.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't working, I go to the next video.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, the guitar hasn't been touched for like 6 months.
Which is where I was when I first bought the guitar.
Right.
Right? Before we started looking at and doing it together, it was sitting on the wall.
And they're very pretty up there. I mean, it looks nice. My wife gave me permission, gave me a section of the wall in the living room to put it up. Because she was like, wouldn't it be better in the bedroom where like not everybody's going to see it? And there was specifically an article I read that was like, put your guitar in a place that you hang out the most.
Oh yeah.
So that it's on your mind, it's there,
Oh yeah.
And it is, the other thing I do like about this, like I said in the last video, is like the bass you just don't pick up and start strumming. Once you strum it, no sound comes out really.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can kind of hear a buzzing, but you can't really hear sound. So there's setup and everything, whereas you just grab this and go. And that's been really nice this week. I can almost see, I can start to begin to see the relaxing nature of just grabbing your guitar and futzing around.
Yeah. When I pick it up, it feels natural now.
Yeah.
When I put it on, it feels natural. When I start to strum, it feels natural. I mean, getting my fingers in the right place is a little unnatural, but a lot more natural than it was when we started.
Yeah.
Now I'm not like, oh, I gotta bend my fingers, I can't. Now it's, okay, am I in the right place? Make sure I'm in the right place. And I can just go. Like, I don't have to remember all the little pieces, making sure I'm sitting up straight. I do find, though, that I can't play in any chair I want to. I can't sit on the couch.
No, it can't be a soft. If it's a soft chair, then my knees.
I sink.
Yeah.
And my computer chair is too restrictive.
Right.
So I definitely would be in one of these 20 chairs or the bar.
Yeah, we have a bench that's in our living room that I've kind of picked as it's cushioned, but you don't sink into it, and I can sit on it. I'm in the living room, so my wife can inform me of the doings of the day and why I need to be angry at my children, and I can still just sit there and and just pluck around.
While she talks?
Yeah.
She doesn't mind?
She doesn't care.
Oh, Wade will now talk to me.
Oh, really?
She's gone.
It's over?
She's like, oh, you're strumming, I'm out.
No, Amanda's, and maybe I'll just, I'll just keep it quiet.
Oh, okay.
Try to. But she doesn't
More
care.
ambient sound.
Yeah. I think if I started playing Stairway, then she would tune out. It'd be like, really now Stairway. So a year from now maybe it'll become a problem. But I've been getting the evening report and plucking.
Oh, that's good.
So, and my kids are not bad. They're good kids. But there's always that thing of you come home. I come home from work at like 7:30, and my wife has had 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours with the kids, and everything has gone wrong. So it's just like once I get home, it's like blah. Here's everything I know. These are oh great, okay.
That's funny. Yeah, here I work from home most of the time, and they come home right around the time that I get off. And so I go from having a very quiet house all day to my own self, where I should have been practicing guitar, but I can't because I'm working, to, okay, well, let's just family time.
Right.
And then, Chase has to give his report right away, and I have to switch into Chase, and he's a boy, and that comes with a bunch of aggression sometimes, and so we're dealing with who did you hit? Where did you go? Does the teacher know? You're grounded.
Yeah.
And then did you talk to him, Way? Yeah. How'd that go? I said, wait for your dad.
That's another thing that's always fun is my wife. Here's all the things that have happened. I get upset, and then she goes, "But don't punish him. I've already done that." They're like,
"Oh no."
Then why did you give me the report if you've already?
Because if you didn't know,
yeah,
then you.
Yeah, or but now I'm mad and I can't voice any of my frustration because I have two girls and they don't get it. Well, Sawyer she has some anger issues sometimes, but I have to shake her down, make sure she hasn't fashioned a shiv out of something. But most of it is the over emotions, and I'm the only guy in the house. Except for the dog, and he's been snipped. So, and he doesn't care about what problems I go through. But yeah, it's sometimes that's a little difficult, and then all I do want to do is sit with the guitar and not listen to the anger, So that's actually a good shift. That this is something that's a little bit of an escape. I think that's going to help a little bit.
I think for the next week, I'm going to set a certain time aside for myself and then use that hour. I probably won't play for an hour, but I'll have an hour in which I will need to play.
Okay.
So, if I'm tired or busy and then I need to shift into, okay, time to pick up the guitar, I probably won't be able to do it on the hour. So giving myself at least a good 15, 20 minutes of, let's start shifting into picking up the guitar for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or however long, maybe you finish the hour, is probably the best way for me to get it routinely in. And then we can start building all of our house routines around it. Like, don't talk to me during this hour, dinner's before this hour, right after this hour, or whatever. So then I can actually spend some time to myself to do it. I want to do it. It's just when you're tired.
Yeah, and that's the thing about being two tired dads.
And you're like, I'm strong.
But so we'll search around for another video for this week.
We don't have to search. We had a suggestion from Reddit.
Oh, yeah!
And we will pick it up.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. So somebody did. We posted. We posted this to social media. You did Reddit. I did my Twitter, and then also my Facebook. And we picked up the subscribers. We had a suggestion. If you guys have other suggestions, submit them to us, and we'll get them into the fold. That's a great idea, just having people do that. And then I've also had a couple of people like the tweet, and then I go look at their feed, and it's like, oh, it's this LED system you put on the neck of your guitar to learn how to play guitar. I'm like, I'm not doing an LED. I can't even.
I haven't looked at the video, so maybe his is an LED.
Yeah, we gotta make sure it's not that. As long as it's an actual thing. I do like this amazing idea of learning how to play a guitar from a video knowledge base that's open and free to everybody.
Yeah.
So I still am excited. I still want to make videos every week, even if they're just informational. I do promise we're going to get into playing. We're just going to learn.
Okay. Well, I think once we build more skills, we can say this next week we will show you a song or.
Right. I don't. Although I do want to. One of the things I want to have by this time next year is some simple Christmas carols, because one of my oldest daughters wants to.
Don't sing.
Well, she wants to sing Christmas carols every night before we go to bed. Do one Christmas.
Maybe
carol.
we bring your girls over here and they sing.
Oh yeah, yeah. But that's something. That's another one of my goals. Is next year I'm hoping to be able to do Christmas songs.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'll share that with you.
All right.
I'll play it with you.
Yeah.
I won't sing it.
Maybe we'll go around the neighborhood. Hey, Anybody sing Jingle Bells? Well, I guess that's about it for this week. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.
Have a good night.